know it's always so heartening when something turns up that was thought to be lost, and there may still be some treasures out there, and people are discovering new things every day. And that's what, of course, of interest to us at the museum, finding those rare voices that luckily were preserved in some way or other, and just bringing them to light more.
Well, and that's what I always tell students too. If you go to places like museums, when my students are in town, they're low residency, but they come in town twice a year, and we'll go to the Autry, we'll go to the Herrick, we'll go to different places. But even long before I did this job, I would go to the Autry with my son because, of course, cowboy stuff, cool. But also, you look at the photographs of who were the cowboys, right? And we all know they weren't John Wayne. We all know that wasn't who it was, right? They were the Mexican Americans, and they were Chinese Americans, and you see that in the photographs. But movies came along and made them all Caucasian, and that's ridiculous, but that became the myth, right? So the more we look at the real history, the more we can tell those real stories. I love research. I love museums for that.
Me too. Well, thanks so much for joining us. It was such a wonderful conversation, and I think I'll take away this idea of a sort of communities type stories in Westerns, particularly from our perspective. What are those Western films that feature that community story? And is that a sort of more feminine point of view or a kind of women's view of the West? That's going to stick with me, but as will many other points. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for asking me. I love to talk about this clearly. And I love the Autry Museum.
Thanks. The Autry Museum of the American West thanks our members and supporters.